The place Nebra and I first met was a slum where abandoned witches gathered. Everyone was overwrought with despair, except for her. She smiled so happily. Just having her by my side felt like a salve to my wounded heart. Many of the orphans relied on that saintly girl's smile, but I was the one they called leader. I couldn't afford to show any hint of vulnerability or weakness. When those thoughts pushed me to keep my distance from Nebra, she told me this.
You don't have to do everything on your own. I'm here too.
Back then, I ran away out of embarrassment. But despite my shyness, she'd always chase me down to smile at my side. Before I knew it, having her there felt so natural that one day, I began to think, I have to protect this smiling girl. That is my true calling. I'll live and die by your side, Nebra. Eventually, Nebra and I were taken in by the nun of a church and lived as a family with the other orphans there. The nun was a warm-hearted, kind person, just like Nebra. But this world takes the kindest of us first. The nun was murdered by the hands of humans who despised witches. I knew witches and humans should never have tried to coexist. At this rate, someday even Nebra will. I'll change the world before that can happen. I'll make a world where she never has to cry. A land only for witches. We'll make the place we belong by our own hands. Those who agree, come with me. Afterwards, I left the church with my comrades, even smacking Nebra's hand away as she tried to stop me. I never wanted her to leave my side, but I couldn't risk putting her in danger. So, don't follow me. This is the last time I'll ever make her cry. I'll come back for you one day, Nebra. I swear it. So until then, wait for me. I marched forward, desperately resisting the urge to turn back. Several years passed, and we were now called the Witch Liberation Army. It was then that Nebra, who should have still been at the church, suddenly appeared before us as the humans' emissary. She spouted nonsense about making peace talks to finally end the conflict between us. There's no way that would work. Humans will never listen to witches. That's why we took up arms in the first place. Yeah, it could never be that simple. Because if it were, then what have we been fighting for all this time?
Witches and humans can understand one another. After all, that nun loved us witches too, didn't she?
This time, as she said those words, I couldn't push her hand away. The determination burning in her eyes wouldn't allow it. But to us witches, this is our last stronghold. We can't possibly surrender now. I'm everyone's leader, after all. As everyone's leader, I can't fold here. But is using force really the only way? It was as though Nebra could see right through me, straight to the doubts in my heart.
You don't have to do everything on your own. I'm here too, remember?
Suddenly, I felt as if I was looking at the Nebra I knew when we were younger. That's right. Nebra has always been beside me. That's why I was able to make it this far. I can't shine a light through the darkness of this world by myself, but with the two of us standing as one. I accepted Nebra's proposal, to negotiate as soon as possible. I left the stronghold in my comrade's care. I then headed for the humans' meeting place, But something strange. This place was built by a lake, so it's eerily quiet. Not only that, but Nebra should have been here by now. Where could she?
Lucille! Run!
Nebra? Nebra stood captured before me, a group of priests holding knives up to her neck. Get your filthy hands off of Nebra! So, you're Lucille, are you? If you wish to spare her life, throw down your blade. You rotten... I knew humans couldn't be trusted! You better keep your word! As I followed their orders and threw down my blade, the priest holding Nebra released her. I rushed to catch her, and saw something glint from behind me. Look out! Frantically lunging to pull Nebra out of harm's way, I felt something hot sear into my back.
Lucille?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Hiding my wound from her view, I grasped Nebra's hand and ran. This is nothing. I can still move. I need to at least make sure Nebra escapes. Up ahead is the lake. At this rate, we'll... Now the world will also rot at the hands of the curse. The priest let out a demonic laugh before shoving us both down into the lake below. My body began sinking to the bottom of the lake. In this world, the kindest people are the first to be sacrificed. That's why I wanted to make a world where that kind girl would never have to cry. But despite my best intentions, I only ever left her in tears. Through my fading vision, I spotted Nebra. I couldn't even lift a finger, but as soon as Nebra's pained expression entered my sight, my body mysteriously regained its strength. Pulling her to me, I breathed all of my remaining oxygen into her, as though giving her my life itself. Nebra, you must live.
It's just like you said, Lucille. Humans can't be trusted.
Nebra... Where? How did I end up on the shore? I should have sunk to the bottom of the lake. As I surveyed my surroundings, I saw dark, murky bubbles descending on the world. Whatever the bubbles touched began to melt. It was like the end of the world. Just then, a bubble nearby popped, and a voice rang through my head.
Don't leave me. Stay with me. Forever.
Is this Nebra's voice? I left Nebra? Why would she? Suddenly, the sight of Nebra's saddened expression floated into my mind. That's right. I never told her how I truly felt. I simply assumed she would understand. Even if I didn't say it out loud, I just abandoned her. I should have told her everything that was running through my mind. No! It's not too late! I began walking towards the place where the bubbles were gathering, to stand by that girl's side once more, and tell her, Nebra, my feelings haven't changed. The two of us are one. I'll live and die by your side.